Welcome to StoryVoyage. Today, we're diving into an unforgettable story of secrets, betrayal, and the shocking consequences that follow. Get ready to be captivated by a tale that's bound to keep you on the edge of your seat. Hey everyone, I never thought I'd be sharing something like this, but I need to get this off my chest. I'll start from the beginning, and yeah, it's messy. It's a story about betrayal that's been lurking in the shadows for 6 long years right next door. My wife, Emma, and I had what I thought was a pretty good marriage. We'd been together for over 15 years, built a life, a home, and a family together. Like most people, we had our ups and downs, but I genuinely believed we were happy. Little did I know, for nearly half of those years, my wife had been keeping a dark secret. It all started with a weird feeling that wouldn't leave me alone. Call it intuition or whatever, but something didn't sit right with me. I'd come home from work to find her texting someone and quickly hiding her phone when I entered the room. She'd started going on late grocery runs, meeting up with friends a lot more often, and I'd catch her zoning out like she was in another world entirely. I tried to ignore it for a while, assuming maybe it was just a rough patch or that she needed her own space. I trusted her. But looking back now, I was just ignoring the signs. About 2 months ago, I decided to clean out our garage over the weekend. As I sorted through some old boxes, I stumbled upon an old tablet I hadn't seen in years. It still worked and was synced to Emma's accounts. Curiosity got the better of me, and I powered it on. As I looked through her old messages, my heart dropped. There it was, months and months and months of messages, love notes, and intimate pictures exchanged with none other than our neighbor, Steve. The messages went as far back as 6 years. 6 years of lying, sneaking around, and using our home as a cover for their affair. They even joked about how clueless I was and how exciting it was to have me so close yet completely unaware. It was like they got some sick thrill out of deceiving me. I was in shock. I couldn't breathe. My whole life, my marriage, everything felt like a lie. I sat in that garage for hours, rereading everything, feeling like my world was falling apart around me. Anger boiled in my veins. 6 years. 6 years of watching them laugh together at our family BBQs, of lending him tools, of trusting him with everything. I knew confronting her then, and that would only make things worse, so I started planning. I made copies of every single message, every picture, everything I found. I hired a lawyer and told him everything, gathering all the proof I'd need for a divorce. In my state, infidelity can affect how assets are divided, and I was going to make sure Emma felt every ounce of betrayal she'd inflicted on me. The day I finally confronted her was one I'll never forget. I waited until Steve had come over to help with a plumbing issue. They had no idea I was already home watching and waiting. I walked in on them laughing together in our kitchen, and that's when I let her know I'd seen everything. "You've been lying to me for 6 years," I said, dropping the tablet on the counter between them. "I've seen all the messages, every picture, every secret you thought you were hiding. It's over." She turned pale, and Steve looked like he was going to faint. She tried to stammer out some excuses, some kind of apology, but I wasn't having any of it. I looked at Steve and told him that if I ever saw him on my property again, I'd call the police. Emma was in tears, begging me to talk this out and work through it, but there was no chance of that. I told her she'd lose everything she held dear, our home, our life together, even our mutual friends. I let her know I was filing for divorce and that I had more than enough evidence to make sure she wouldn't get a dime more than she deserved. I walked out and left her to deal with the mess she'd created. Since that day, things have moved quickly. She's been struggling to stay afloat financially, realizing that her actions cost her more than just our marriage. Friends she thought would stand by her turned their backs as soon as they learned the truth. My lawyer's confident that I'll come out of this with the majority of our assets and, most importantly, a fresh start. There's no satisfaction in seeing her suffer, but I can't deny that there's some justice in her facing the consequences of her actions. I've begun to rebuild my life, and for the first time in years, I feel free from the lies. Betrayal is a painful teacher, but it taught me something about my own strength and resilience. So here I am, moving forward. I've got a long road ahead, but it's my road now, and I'm going to live it without looking back. As for Emma, well, she's finally seeing the price of deception. Thanks for joining us on StoryVoyage. If this story grabbed your attention, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss our latest captivating stories. See you in the next episode.